Welcome back to the channel everyone, Nova Zane on the mic. It's finally about time that Lab Code 21 makes an appearance in one of my videos. Love her or hate her, she's practically everywhere online. However, I thought I'd change up my videos a bit and focus more on defense. That's right, we'll be covering counterplay and defensive strategies in order to play against Lab Code 21. Some of you may be already familiar with these lab code counters, but I hope I can teach all of you guys something helpful today. Let's begin with the most common situation that you'll face, your grab super. Specifically, it's Oki. What most players do is IADJH, IADJH. This covers up tech and regular tech, and the second IAD helps with delay up techs, which we'll go over in a bit. But you can counter this Oki setup. You can only delay slightly to avoid the first IADJH, then let go of down as soon as they land and then press forward. Once they go for the second instant air dash, you'll get out of the corner to counter it. Practice by setting up this Lab Code 21 Oki recording. After lab code players witness this throughout a set, they may get scared and delay the first air dash or remove the second one completely. This is where you can exploit the weakness of this grab. It gives a soft knockdown instead of sliding knockdown. Soft knockdown means you have access to delay up tech by holding down and then up. This will avoid their grounded melee since you'll be in the air. You can even air backdash JH to counter them. A max delay can also be used to counter the double IADs, but you'll need to block enemies on the ground, so it's not as useful. You can even up tech to get hit by the first JH, sending you into another soft knockdown if you hold down as well to throw off their timing. Alternating these 4 different Oki options will make it very annoying for lab code mains, especially if it involves getting your turn back. Kasuga did a good job at using these options at the BBB tournament a while back. Besides that, the debuff grab can also be used as a pressure tool and even when they block your pressure. Having to block against lab code means there's no reason to engage in defensive mashes with 2H, 5L, etc. as you would with other characters. You need to play your defense around fuzzy jumping instead, since this grab is practically unreactable. Fuzzy jumping is when you're blocking, then you input up back after a normal to jump away, and then back into low blocking. If they true string, you should be able to block the entire time because the jump won't actually come out and you'll be able to block low in time. If they implement slight frame traps, the jump doesn't have enough time to come out either. But if they head into a grab, you'll be able to escape with a jump back because there's a bigger gap. If you're committing to this option and your opponents grab often, you can commit with a fuzzy jump JS if your character has it, in order to punish. Some characters like Adult Gohan can fuzzy mash 2S instead, which gives him a similar situation to actually punish the grab and escape. If you'd like to stay more safe without attempting to punish, this is where holding S while you block in addition to your fuzzy jumps come in, since each jump will be registered as fuzzy super jumps. Be careful of abusing this since you can mess up the timing, and proper frame traps can expose a fuzzy jump tactics. It can also help with high options at times though. Expect the grab to come out whenever they have 1 bar against a character that hasn't been debuffed yet, since this is the easy way to use lab codes. Besides that, blocking her overall can be rough with all of her lows that can mess up your fuzzy jumps and other options. Try to react to her options in training mode if you can. And just be aware that she also gets super dash 50/50s mid screen. On the offense, you must realize that the grab is a frame 4 reversal and not frame 1. Although you can't bait this like normal reversals by waiting or with safe dash blocks, you still have a small window to frame trap them. If you can keep your frame traps tight, you can expose someone trying to mash this super out. This can be done by setting the bot to counter with a grab and practicing your rhythm to beat it with your main characters. Just realize that in actual games, the players won't be frame perfect, so you do have a bit more leniency, but a slow pressure rhythm against 21 isn't recommended. And in addition, realize that these tight frame traps will still lose to regular reflex and level 3s. If you get reflected, you don't lose much, but if they have 3 bars, it's better to play it safe since you can't safely cover all of her options, and it's okay to back off to get a neutral hit later. Other big ways to call it out are with backdashes in your pressure or jump up super dash. So try not to be afraid of pressuring her and only sticking to true 50-50s. Attempt to expose them for trying to not respect your pressure, especially if you know the grab is coming. There are also specific OS versus her grab in some situations, like after blocking 6M, simply holding S and jumping out to get super jumps to avoid both her 5L and grab super is an option. The same thing can be applied after blocking their vanish. Another OS to avoid the grab on 6M or when you're plus is to do L, M, 7 when you have a fast recovering 5L. The M comes out to beat their mash if they mash and your 5L hits, and the jump comes out if they reversal with their grab, in which you'd avoid. And if they block, you continue as normal after the M lands. Sometimes you may need to hit confirm this 5L because you could mess up the OS and get a jump even after your 5M lands, so be conscious of that. In neutral, she also has some shortcomings. Let's begin by talking about her 236 Lariat. This is not a neutral skipping tool like Bardock, UI, etc. Even if it hits full screen and beats Key Blast, it can be 2H'd. Whenever they abuse this, even with assist, you should just plant your feet with dash blocks and react appropriately. EX Lariats also give you the additional EX marker and sound to react to, making it easier to deal with. Even if it's performed after Key Blast full screen, just holding back while blocking will slowly move you back during her Lariat. This will put you right out of range as it whiffs, allowing you to punish it more easily. Same thing also applies to her A assist as well, just like with Baby B. H's also beat this move early on in the air as well. So doing JH or jump back JH is a great way to punish this Lariat if they block your super dash. It doesn't apply after Dragon Rush text most of the time since you're too far, unless you're built different and can react to the clash. She also has her Air Invul Lariat with 2-4 that can be used defensively. Of course, this discourages super dashes, raw tags, and aerial approaches in general, but this can be baited with good movement by moving forward and then back. So for example, a dash jump forward, air dash backs, super jump forward into float backs are great ways to lure them into committing to this DP. Once they whiff, get ready to punish them before they land. Be careful of avoiding their assist, which they can call during their special, but you can still get a punish off if you are aware of their options and assists. H's do not beat this version in the air, so be careful if they use this to counter your JH. But this is a bigger risk than her normal Lariats overall because the common backdash option avoids it but doesn't avoid 236H. It's more likely they'll use her normal Lariat, so keep that in mind. On Oki, you can still safe jump as you normally do. If Labco performs her anti-air, make sure to hold back during your normal to be safe on the safe jump. But yeah, it is quite annoying to lose your turn since they can call an assist as well. If you don't want to deal with this option at all, stay grounded and meet it with 2H when you see them get up on every tech. The backdash that you can implement here also makes it look like you're going for the backdash jump forward safe jump. 5L works as well, but it won't hit the up tech. Since heavies take longer to come out, you may lose to regular mashing though. But some characters are blessed enough to have a long reaching 2H, which allows them to 2H from further away, or even something like 3H from cooler. This will keep you safe from regular wake up mashes and even wake up super. It's ideal to pair this up with an assist which covers almost all of their options except a wake up level 3. If you do not have a long anti-air 2H option, stick to safe jumps and be wary of delayed techs. You could also just backdash and try to bait something from this distance with an assist, but this makes it too obvious that you're waiting for the Labco to disrespect. Now after sparking, Empty Vanish is no longer an effective strategy to approach them because the Lariat on reaction will catch you. You'll have to either risk an Empty Vanish dash back to see if they Lariat or not. If they do, you can try to super dash to punish at the right time, but if they don't, then you just return to neutral, so backdashing is a safer option if you have the opportunity to do so. You can also try to snipe them out of the air after sparking if your character has the necessary tools, but be careful because they can also choose to down tech or even delay tech. And that about sums it up. There are other strategies out there, and hopefully you can come up with your own after fighting her. These were some of the most important Lab Coat 21 counterplay techniques in my opinion, and I hope you've learned something new. Now, always be careful of tagging in undebuffed characters, managing your characters already debuffed, and dealing with this character overall. Thank you for watching, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'll see y'all next time.